Hi, it's Casey with your Agent Auto Service. Today we're doing a pre-purchase inspection on a 930 Turbo. First, I want to point out that there's some check marks here in the paint, which is normal of a car of this age. There's a rip in the lower valance here and the tear in the rotor part here. Other than that, it's in great shape. Light sandblasting on the fog lights, both of them. All the lights function. Headlights have some light hazing on them as well. They can probably be cleaned up and be okay. Car has a lot of the signs of a car that sits a lot. You see the cobwebs here. Somebody has taken the fuel system out of it, cleaned it, and then put the tank and stuff back in. It's got a brand new fuel pump. Brakes look great. Small rippling in the rotors. Nothing too much to be concerned about. There's a tire mark here from where it ran larger tires at some point in its life. The current tires it has on it wouldn't touch that. It's got brand new tires on it. They're in great shape. The wheels look pretty good. They also have the little dust protectors on the wheels. Keep brake dust off of that nice white wheel there. The AC system, we did not check it. It's still pretty cool here. It's got old hoses on it, so at best, Freon's going to stay in there maybe one season. So expect to charge it at least once a year if you're going to run the AC. Now we'll get back to the engine. Transmission's pretty wet, but oil cleanses as it leaks. So, but you can see, so it's all the dirt stuck to it. So it's not an active leak. It's just mostly seepage, and it's just probably coming through the pores of the case itself. Is what it looks like. The base plate's leaking ever so slightly, and the front case here is leaking a little bit as well. Brand new rear fuel pump, so both fuel pumps have been replaced. CV boots are in need of repair and replacement. You can see that one is torn there. The other three are soon to follow. Clutch needs to be adjusted. It's out of adjustment. Now we get back to the engine. The engine itself is actually pretty dry. Got a little wetness here around the turbo and some wetness around the chain housings. This may or may not increase as the car is driven. It may go away some. It may start leaking more. It's hard to tell. The exhaust itself is pretty sound. It's not rusted through or anything. It's been dragged a couple of times, but nothing excessive. Looks okay. This hose here is leaking a little bit, probably from age. It looks like pretty much everything on the car is original. So all the hoses have at least 30 years on them. Now, as we go down, let me show you one more thing here. On this turbo coupler, see what I'm talking about, how old the hoses are and stuff on it. You can see where the couples to the turbo, you can see where the boot is split there. It's just old and hardened and that sort of thing. So that would be a boost leak, so it would be losing power from that. If it's not doing it now, it will be losing it soon. So, you're going to be doing some hoses on this car. Start driving. All right, so now, talk about this fender well here. The undercoating on it is different. It changes from one to the other, and so something's going on with that. Don't really see anything on the outside of the fender. Maybe it was hurt or scratched or something or another, but the undercoating's different. So I don't know if it's got any history on as far as an incident. Rear brakes look good. The door's got a small amount of rust on the bottom edge of it here. It looks like it's just a nick in the paint and it's rusted. The actual bottom of the door seems to be pretty sound and solid. So we'll get down and look at some other things here too. The paint appears to be original. Most of it does. I don't really see anything jumping out at me as far as the body lines or anything. And it's in decent shape. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. The car's actually been pretty well cared for. It's a pretty clean little car. Car runs out and drives just fine. It's got an additional mirror here on the side view mirror. This is a glue-on, it's a stick-on overlay of the original one. So that's not factoring. And as we come back, the engine insulation is missing. And again, it's got old hoses on it. They're not very pliable. They're very hard, and that's to be expected with a car of this age, with this low of mileage on it. This is totally expected. the airbox has seen a small explosion at some point in time. It's all swollen out. You can see here where it's swollen, and then also over there where it's also pushed out. The car doesn't seem to have any issues as it runs and drives now. It seems to be fine. We did do cylinder leakage on it, and the numbers came back. 1 is at 5%, 6 is at 5%, 2 is at 4%, 4 is at 4%, and cylinder 3 is at 8%. Now at 8%, we're going to start looking to figure out where the leak's coming from. Where is it losing compression at? And it's losing it at the head. That's where it's losing it on number 3. So we got an 8% loss at the cylinder head, where the sealing surface is. And number 5 is at 10% at the head. Neither one of those are excessive, but at 10% and 8%, you definitely have an issue or a point of concern there. You know, the motor may need to be opened up and gone in and fix that head gasket and find out why there's a seal problem there. So be expected to spend some money on the motor. Now it also has boost control. This could also be related to why we have cylinder head issues. Now when the engine warms up, it may seal off that leak at the cylinder head. But the boost, there's no need for it to have boost control on it. It's got a brand new fan belt. It's got aftermarket AC. And the underhood light up here, it does not work. I don't know if I said this, but it's got brand new tires. The car's sat a long time. It's been sitting a while, probably driven on nice days and that sort of thing. You know, and it's still a decent little car. Let's see. All the lights functions, and sunroof functions. Let's go over here and look at the windshield. We got some delamination in the windshield here. This is totally normal for a car of this age for it to have these little marks in it. And it's also a chip mark there. And again, we're nitpicking this car, but just so you know what you're getting into. Now let's look here. Let's see. Let's look at the interior. The sunroof functions properly. Has all its floor mats. The brake fluid also needs to be changed. It's got high moisture levels. The seats are in great shape. The side bolsters are in good shape as well. It still has the sports seats with this burgundy style interior. The dash shows a little bit of whitening right here, but a good cleaner and some preservative right there will take care of that completely. There are some small tears in the headliner. See if we can get those in on it. But interior-wise, it's in very good shape. And from memory now, the back seats, one of them says turbo and one does not. And if memory surprised me, they're both supposed to say turbo. But that's something that I'd have to look into because I don't remember off the back of my head. It does have an aftermarket steering wheel on it. All the gauges seem to function and work fine. The fan motors work. Windshield wipers work. Headlights work. Car runs and drives out. Again, fine. Seat belts retract like they're supposed to. Everything seems to be okay. Body lines are really pretty straight with the car. Anytime you buy a car with low miles like this, and it's over 30 years old, you gotta expect to have to spend some money on hoses and stuff like that. You could buy this car and basically put it in your garage and drive it on weekends, and it may be 5 years before you experience any problems. But I just try and make aware that what you're getting into and what you're doing, and I don't know how you're going to apply it, but so there it is, and that's about all we found. It does have a limited slip differential in it, so that's a major plus. And that's about it. That's about all we got. So hope you enjoy your new purchase, and thanks for watching.